Now welcome to lesson 7. Lesson 7 is serving static files, and now we are going to talk about links. Links is not part of static files, but we said we are going to talk about it in this series of lessons. So let's open the Word document here with the notes and see what is inside. So the topic here is serving static files. Now we talked about CSS, images, JavaScript. We did not talk about JavaScript. Now we are on links. We'll talk about JavaScript later. So this is our step 3. Now we are now linking HTML templates. You should be able to navigate between web pages. Linking HTML templates, this is what we are talking about here. You should be able to move from one page to another, like from home to about us and all that. So linking HTML pages is very important in web development, since you can't contain everything in a single page. Please make sure you follow these lessons from lesson 1 to avoid too much headache. I mean that you should follow these lessons from where we started, so that you don't get confused. So number 1, on our menu bar, we indicated the following items. We indicated the home, shop, conductors, and about us, and under shop we end a sub menu there with item 1 to 3, which will be created later. Now we need to create HTML pages for each of the menu items. So let's open our project and create HTML pages for all those menu items. That is, we end for home, so we need to create for shop, about us, and conductors. We'll later create one for the drop down items. So let's first start by creating templates for those items. So base carries the base information, or the base code that is supposed to be displayed on all the pages that we are going to create, because this contains the menu, the header. Those are common items that are supposed to appear on every page that we are going to create. So we also have those links down there that we have not activated. We just put href there, and then we left with hash. That means that the href, or the link, is not active. It's supposed to be made active by adding something. Now let's change this one to about. It's not use about us. Let's call it about, and then conduct. So after changing this, you make sure you save the changes. Save the changes now. Now we have just entered that. We can run server. As usual. We have been running server first to confirm where we left. So when you run server, you start debugging. You wait for the server to run. Then you will open that address, follow the address link to see. This is how our website look like. So we have only access to home, but we cannot access shop, about us, and conduct. The menu items, but you're supposed to be able to navigate in between them. Should be able to click about, click conduct, click shop, and then it opens. So each of the above represents an HTML template. Each of those items represents an HTML template. So let's create 4 HTML templates with the above names as shown. So this means that you have to create 4 HTML templates like this. Right click on the templates folder, then create a new HTML template there, shop.html. Repeat the same process again to create about and also conduct. So you go to new file, about.html, then click on an empty space there. Another one, conduct.html. So we already have the HTML templates. They are there, but they are empty. They have no code. So you're supposed to code so that they can fetch information from base.html. So you're supposed, before you code, register all the templates in views.py of the main app and their corresponding URL patterns. Every template that you create, you must register it in the views.py and also create a URL. The URL is to enable the template to be opened. So you are going to define each of the items, then you are going to request the template. You request, return render, and then you are going to request the template, the shop.html. But for it to be viewed, you will also have to add the views that you are requesting HTML home. Not, this is not home, this is shop.html. So every time you are creating new templates, you have to make sure you use this Python syntax here. Define each HTML template, request it, and then return render. We are using this format. There are other formats that you can use, but for this case we are going to use this one. So you are going to make sure all of them are defined just the way we defined home. You have shop, about, and then the last one will be contact. Then after that we'll go to the URLs and make sure we have the URLs with views for all those HTML templates. So this is how you're supposed to make it. Just the same thing. You're just making sure that you just copy pasting, or you can type everything, but make sure you change. You are requesting each time whether you are getting the contact, you are going to request for contact.html. If you are getting about, you are going to request for about.html. You must do this so that to be able to to be able to display those HTML templates. So now we have done that. You make sure you save the changes. Do not forget to save changes. All changes must be saved, because if if you forget to save the changes, some things might not work properly. This is Visual Studio, where you have to make sure you save all changes. Now that's it. The next step is you are supposed to go to URLs, and before we go to URLs, let's check something here, and their corresponding URL patterns in urls.py. So you are supposed to add each item, you are supposed to map it to a URL. So this one, you go to urls.py, and then you have the URL patterns there within the Python. This is a list. So you make sure you create all parts. Now the first one we left blank. The others are supposed to have the name of the item that we defined in the views.py, then a slash, that is shop slash, a contact slash, about slash, then views.shop. The name of the name, this name is the one that we are defining there. We defined shop. So you must make sure that these URL patterns are correct. The spelling should be matched If you used a capital letter, make sure you start with a capital letter. If you started with a capital letter, when you are defining the views and the views.py, make sure you use a capital letter. If you are using small letters, use all small letters, so that you avoid bugs that may appear if you go against the spellings, or you miss the spellings. So save changes as usual, and that is done. That is as simple as that. That is how you add HTML templates so that they can be displayed. Note that we will add more templates in the future. So as we proceed, we will be adding more templates, and this is the syntax that we are going to be using, nothing else. Now let's link the 4 templates or the pages, so that we can be able to navigate from one to another. So on the href where we left hash, this is under base.html, because this is where our menu is contained. We are going to add a link here, and the link is supposed to be added. We are going to replace the hash with the following code. We are using Ginger format, so we'll use that bracket %symbol space URL, the template name, space percentage, then you close the bracket. That is the template name. For example, we have that URL home, like that. Make sure you include the following at the top of every HTML page that you have created. You must extend the base.html and also load static, so that this syntax of URL template name may work. So you are now going to start at the base.html. You add that the curly bracket %URL, then you space into quotes home, the name of the template that we defined. And that is if you follow that link, it's going to take you to the HTML template that we have created. So now that link, for it to work, it's going to take you to this home.html, which is going to open the HTML page. Now remove the .html, just leave it as name, the name of the page, because we defined home, we did not define home.html in the views.py. So make sure you add that syntax. We replace the hash wherever we have hash for the shop, for the home, about, and conduct. You replace it with that URL syntax. This is the format that we use in Python to display links or to link HTML templates. So now, if for example you test this one, what you have done, you'll be able to see that when you click home, click about, it then now shop is blank. Remember, we added no code. If you click that shop, it's going to show you a blank page because there is no code in shop.html. If you also hand this syntax here, this code, and about, it's also going to show blank because there is no code placed in the template that we created. So make sure you put all that in that manner. Curly bracket, you open the bracket, put a percentage, space, URL, space, quotes, then you use single quotes, contact, space, percentage, close the bracket. This is a curly bracket, not just normal bracket. So you'll see that you'll be able to click, but you will not be able to go back. If you go to shop, you can't go back unless you click the back arrow at the top browser. You'll not be able to see the menu again because the menu is not included in the templates that we created. It's only at home. We only included it at home page. So when you look at home page, you have that syntax here. So you're just going to copy this one and paste it on all other HTML templates. Supposed to be there on all other HTML templates for you to be able to view the code from base.html on all other templates. That is what you have said. You must include that one. Now the extends base.html enables you to get the base HTML code on your new templates, and the load static for getting static files like images, CSS and JavaScript. So you have to load static for you to be able to see those static files, else they will not be able to be displayed. Static files, we said images, CSS and JavaScript. Then there is also includes, which is used to add required templates to specific templates. For example, you can have a template that is just simply for footer. You can have footer as a separate HTML template, or header as a separate HTML template, and then you will use includes footer. Now this is where you do this one if you don't want to display it on every page. You can just display it where you need it by using includes. The includes will display it wherever you included it. For this case, whatever we have is supposed to be displayed on every page. So you have to paste all this code everywhere, and then see this is blank. After pasting this, after copying and pasting this code, and then you save changes. When you reload, save changes, make sure you save changes. Now when you reload, you are going to see it's the same as home, because we are just getting the code from base.html containing the code that we placed at base.html. So make sure you paste on every page, every template, paste and save changes, paste and save changes like that. Save, make sure you save every page, every template. Make sure you click and save the changes. Yes, now that is done. So you'll be able to click, and then you can go back wherever you want, but the image is not displayed. There is something we missed at the image. Where we inserted the image, the code is supposed to be different so that it can be displayed on other pages, and we are going to change that probably in the next lesson. Now this lesson is going to end here. You can run server and see the output. The next lesson will be on adding some JavaScript. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can be able to receive any new video that I upload. I am just adding sound to my old videos that I uploaded without sound, so that is why you are seeing this, because I have already uploaded these videos before. So those are the templates, and that is how you link them. You can navigate from each page to the other page. So next lesson we will start by displaying the image on every page. This is just a simple code, and you are displaying this simple code without repeating it on 4 HTML templates, just by using 2 lines. That is how sweet Django is. You don't have to write too much code to display too much thing. You just write a simple 2 lines or just a simple code, and then you display a lot of content. It's very nice to use Django and Python. Thank you. See you next lesson.